It's 7:10 a.m.
It's 7:10 a.m.
Time to wakey wakey and time for bakey.
Time to wakey wakey and time for bakey.
Get ready for your host with more.
Get ready for your host with more.
Mr. Brian Brown.
Mr. Brian Brown.
It's 7:10 a.m.
It's 7:10 a.m.
Que la roja pichuela y cuando le no viene ligado igualito que yuca. Ese pelo que tiene tan lindo, no venga a pensar que eso es una peluca. Tiene cotorra perico, yo tengo cotorra, tú tienes la cuca. Está claro en el ring, en el piso yo quien te
no critiques mi pelo, que la soy bueno, porque tú no tienes que de odio tú estás lleno. No critiques mi pelo, que la soy bueno, porque tú no tienes que de odio tú estás lleno. No critiques mi pelo, que la soy bueno, porque tú no tienes que de odio tú estás lleno. No critiques mi pelo, que la soy bueno, porque tú no tienes que de...
Oh, good morning, good morning. Welcome to 7:10 a.m., guys. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. How's everyone doing out there this morning, guys? Oh, man, it's one of those mornings you just don't want to get up out of bed. The weather is a little cool. Oh, man, I was sleeping hard. You ever, I don't know with you guys, all you stoners out there, do you guys dream a lot anymore? I found since I've been smoking weed, I don't dream as much as I used to. But man, I was sleeping so solid last night. I was actually having a dream, a weird one too. Don't know what it was about. It was just a weird, it was just a weird dream. And yeah. So anyway, guys, I'm dragging a little bit. Arthritis is hurting this morning. Weather change, man. Oh, this weather change. But how is everyone doing on this Paranormal Tuesday? That people don't dream on weed, but I do all the time. Vivid as heck. Yeah, I think nope, weed equals less REM. Really? The best sleep I've ever gotten was when you wake up. Like, okay, you go to sleep, you wake up about 4:35 a.m. I don't know if you guys do this. Maybe it's an old man thing that I do. Wake up about 4:35 o'clock and then do a freaking solid wake and bake, do like a bong rip. Man, from that till you get probably about 4 or 5 hours super sleep, like just a solid, oh man, so good. But yeah, no, I don't dream a lot, but every once in a while I'll dream. And last night I was in such a deep state that I was dreaming. Hey, good morning, good morning. How you doing, Charlie? Charlie. Oh man, you guys are great. Hey guys, so I'm gonna be doing the rounds today, just so everyone knows I'm reaching out. I've already reached out to Matt Workman and Nancy. I'll reach out to you, Nova Mike, here in a little bit. I'm being Havasu this morning, Bullhead this afternoon, and then Kingman this evening ish. So I would like to meet up with everyone. I got the prize patrol loaded up, guys. That way I could drop it off. I might not be able to hang out super long, but I'd love to see you guys, and that's kind of the plan today. I will throw it up in the group chat where and when I'm going to be. I can meet up with you guys. We'll work it out. But that's the plan today. I got to hit all 3 stores for C's candy, and then I love to meet up with you guys, give off these prizes, and make everyone's week better, guys. You guys have been waiting forever. I appreciate your patience. Oh man, let's do roll call real quick, guys. I see we got someone headed for their first day of work today. What? That is pretty freaking awesome. That is pretty freaking awesome. All right, guys, let's get into this roll call this morning.
Unite, let's raise a storm. D-A-N-K, we're here to play. Loud and proud, we won't obey. 7:10 a.m., we'll rock your day. Gangsters assemble, never fade away.
All right, Danksters assemble. I love that. Danksters assemble. Wish I was headed to work, but seems no one. That's not true, Chantel. I'm telling you, 1st of November, 1st of October is around this time is when we start hiring. Yeah, just wait. I mean, don't wait. I'm not telling you to wait, but you'll be getting that call very, very soon. It's just we can only hire when we have hours. We don't have hours right now until um, around this week, next week. So, do your thing. Do your thing. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Let's hit up roll call. Lonnie Sanchez. Good morning, Lonnie, my buddy. How you doing, man? How you doing? Hopefully you're around today, Lonnie. Would love to see you. Matt Workman. Matt Workman, how you doing, buddy? No one outworks the workman. Chantel, good morning, good morning. Tim, good morning. You're up early. Be seeing you just in a little bit. Rosie Key, good morning. Carolyn, going to the job. Nice, nice, nice. That's exciting. Congratulations on that. Chris Zucchini, good morning. Honey Nut Heroine, good morning. Baker, good morning. Man, we got a lot of people up in here this morning. What else we got? Sorry, got distracted for a minute. Got distracted. Charlie, good morning, Charlie. How you doing? We got Chris Zucchini. Oh man, we got a mess of people up in here, guys. Make sure you're hitting that like, subscribe, and share button for me before we get into this mess of goodness on this Paranormal Tuesday, guys. Yeah. So, what happened yesterday? I'm trying to think. Anything good go down yesterday, guys? I think yesterday was just kind of a quiet day. Um, Trying to think in the news or anything exciting happened. I think it's just a normal week this week, guys. Heaven forbid that just nothing crazy happens. Haven't really been watching the news, so I don't know what's going on in the world. Nothing too exciting, I don't think. Hey Nancy, how you doing? How you doing? All right, guys. So you know what I'm gonna say? If we have no news in the present, let's go ahead and check out the news of the past. Ooh, you like the way I weave that in there? All right, guys. Let's get into today in history for 9/26.
Today in history, a journey through time where legends are born and secrets intertwine. Join us at 7:10 a.m. for all to see as we unravel the histories from our history.
All right, guys. Oh, I needed a drink. Needed to wet the whistle, as my dad used to say. Or he probably still says it. But anyway. All right, today in history, guys. This is for 9/26, brought to you by the Healing Center, 1400 Needles Highway, Needles, California. Your number one cannabis superstore, guys. Check out those wild weekly drops over at thedailydank.com. All right, birthdays, guys. We got some good ones today. We got Serena Williams, American tennis player, guys. Changed the mold how tennis players are viewed. Her and her sister, icons in the tennis world, guys. Manmohan Singh, Prime Minister of India, 1932. He was born. George Gershwin, American composer. I think a big American composer. That name sounds super familiar. George Gershwin. Martin Heidegger, German philosopher. Oh, Heidegger. And then T.S. Eliot, American English poet, playwright, and literary critic. T.S. Eliot, guys. That's a big one. All right, what else we got? In the changing ways, guys, changing world. In 1960, the first televised U.S. president debate was held, guys. So this was the first time you got to see your presidents live on TV. doing their thing. And this was going to be this is the first in a series of historic televised debates seen by some 85 to 120 million viewers between U.S. President candidate John F. Kennedy and Vice President Richard M. Nixon. Was broadcasted in on this day in 1960. So they say that this was what changed everything. That you didn't have to be a good looking guy, or you'd have your stuff together. That you could just be an average Joe looking, because that we didn't have photos, we didn't really have video, television, all that stuff wasn't around. So you ran for president, you're just going off of print ads. I like Ike, that type of stuff. So now all of a sudden you get to see the guy, and you're going to vote for a good young, good-looking young man there. Why wouldn't you? So, yeah. So there's that, guys. So there's that. All right. What else we got? I lost my camera, but we'll come back to that. All right. French politician Jacques Chirac, who served as president of France from 1995 to 2007, died at age 86. American actor Paul Newman, whose striking good looks and compelling performance made him one of Hollywood's most popular leading men, died at 83. Oh, man, Paul Newman. What a great bucket of wind that was. What do we got? Nobody's Fool, Cool Hand Luke. Oh, man, the list goes on and on with Paul Newman, man. Great actor, great guy. Try his tomato sauce, guys. All right, in 1969, we got... Oh, there we go. There we go. Are we still on? All right, there we go, guys. I had to disconnect and reconnect some. The American sitcom The Brady Bunch premiered on ABC, and it became an enduring pop culture phenomenon. That's right, a pop culture phenomenon. Woo! All right, the Beatles released Abbey Road, the last of their record album, Let It Be. Though most were recorded earlier than Abbey Road was released in 1970. And then that damn Yoko Ono interfere, damn Yoko. The American TV series The Beverly Hillbillies debuted on CBS, becoming one of the most popular sitcoms of the 60s. That was in 1962 on this day. George Gershwin, one of the most significant and popular American composers, was born. American frontiersman and hero Daniel Boone died in St. Charles, Missouri on this day. Oh, Daniel Boone. That's kind of interesting. 1815, the Holy Alliance of Russia, Austria, and Persia was formed after final defeat of Napoleon. That was in 1815. 1687, during the bombardment of the Acropolis by Venetian forces, part of the Parthenon was destroyed in a powder explosion. Yeah. 1580, nearly after 3 years at sea, English Admiral Francis Drake arrived in Plymouth Harbor, England, completing his circumnavigation of the world. So old Francis Drake, he was going to make it happen. He sailed the world in 3 years. Wow. Back then, 1580? That's a pretty big adventure, man. That's a pretty, I'm sure they made a movie about it, but wow, that's a pretty big deal. Pretty big deal. Wow, back then. All right, guys. There we go. That was your Today in History, man. Yeah, what was it? What was the shows? The Beverly Hillbillies, and there was another big one. Brady Bunch and Beverly Hillbillies both debuted today. And then the Beatles, Let It Be. That's a good one, man. The Beatles. What a shame that they broke up and, everything happened the way it did, John. And, I mean, I guess that's just the way it's meant to be, guys. That's just the way it's meant to be. Let it be. Let it be. Oh, let it be. That's right, guys. All right. You know what? we're going to get into a few little odd news headlines before we get into the meat and potato of our Paranormal Tuesday. We're talking today, guys. We're talking um, paranormal fakes, the biggest paranormal fakes out there, guys. You know what? We got a couple news clips here we could go into. All right, guys, for all you Midwesterners out there, flamingos in Wisconsin, tropical birds visit Lake Michigan beach in a first for the northern state. You literally got flamingos chilling in Lake Michigan. That's kind of crazy. Um, Port Washington, 5 flamingos that showed up in Wisconsin to wade along Lake Michigan's beach attracted a big crowd of onlookers eager to see unusual visitors venturing far from their usual tropical settings. The American flamingos spotted Friday in Port Washington, about 25 miles north of Milwaukee, marked the first sighting of the species in Wisconsin state history. The bird stood quietly 25 feet off Lake Michigan's western shore as waves lapped up against their thin legs. There were 3 adults identified by their pink plumage and 2 juveniles that were in gray. Um, yeah. So let's see. This is huge. This is unbelievable. An avid bird watcher and photographer. The sighting was unexpected, but not a total shock because of recent reports. Flamingos in Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, Pennsylvania. Man, so what's going on with these flamingos? Let's see. Florida and other Gulf Coast states. Yeah, they seem like they stay close to the ocean, but now they're coming through all these middle states. Georgia. Wow. What do you guys think of this? What do you guys think of the animals? You know, like this. Hang on, I'm gonna look up something. Is it because of global warming? You guys think like things are happening? Sharks are attacking a lot more. Um, what else you got? You got killer whales doing the craziest. Like organized attacks on sailboats and stuff. Um, yeah, it's just crazy, man. Let's see here. Anyone else? Animals acting strange in 2000. Maybe during the COVID lockdowns, they got used to being out by themselves, and now they're pissed. Um, Yeah, but there's a lot of different stuff going on with the animals right now, guys. What do you guys think? You think it's climate change? You think it's different things since we have no open border policy? Flamingos are free to fly across the country. Yeah, they do, man. They can sense earthquakes. They can sense these things coming. Um, and I don't know, man. I think they're telling us something. Hey, good morning, Teresa Deller. Good morning, Supernova Mike. Are you available in this early this afternoon? Are you going to be around at all, Mike? I'll be down there looking to meet up with some people. So if you're around, I appreciate it. Supernova Mike, my hotty ho neighbor. All right. Yeah, so I don't know, man. It seems a little different. Seems a little. I'll text you about noonish, but it will be probably honestly about like 1:32, 3 in that ballpark, and I'll be there for a couple hours. So if you guys can't make it right away, we'll figure out where to meet. All right. Awesome, awesome. Same with you guys in Kingman too. And I don't think there's no one in Havasu waiting, is there? All right. All right, guys, let's get into this. Paranormal fakes out there, guys. There's quite a bit of them. We're going to kind of go old school, new school. I was trying to find. Now, the problem. Hang on, guys. Now, the problem with the current stuff. The problem with the current stuff is that because it's a show, you would think, oh, what happened? What happened to the messages? After these messages, we'll be right back. All right. So you would think that with like Ghost Adventurers, Ghost Hunters, these type of shows, that it would be easy to catch the fakes. And a lot of times it is, but the way they edit and stuff, it's a little harder to like prove that it's a straight up fake. Um, I know for a fact Ghost Adventurers stages some stuff. Ghost Hunters, and I wouldn't say not so much, but they've had some incidents when they were on the Queen Mary. They were filming, and an employee got the blanket of the bed they were filming at, and they were tucked off a camera, and they moved the blanket, and then the thing moved, and they're like, "Oh my God, this is the greatest piece of evidence ever!" And of course, it wasn't. And I know Ghost Adventurers has done that, especially like they split up and they do different stuff. There's one that I watch called Mindseed TV. At least I used to watch them, and they were good, man. They're out of Vegas, out of I think two different places, Florida, Vegas, and they would go do great investigations. But then I started noticing like they just kept topping each investigation, and then it got where you just knew like some of the stuff they were showing, if it was real, it would have made national news headlines. Like they're investigating this house, and they go into the kitchen, and then they come out and they go back in the kitchen, and the chairs are stacked up on the table, and it's a whole thing. And they're not like, "Oh my God." I don't care who you are. If you're on a ghost investigation and you walk in a fucking kitchen that you were just in, and the chairs are up on the table like poltergeist, you're shitting your pants. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you've seen. You're like, damn, damn. Like, even if you're just in awe of it, like, not, "Okay, guys, come on, we gotta get our EMPs, blah, blah, blah." Like, no, man, like, you could tell by reaction. And then there's also the ones who are getting grabbed and like drug and different things. And I roll my eyes on that because I know it does happen. But man, I've been on a few shows that I've been a camera guy on, and I see these things happen, and you're like, I don't think that's what we were talking about. But we're going to get into the biggest hoaxes, paranormal hoaxes, guys. All right. And we got a big ad just waiting for us. Look at that. Just waiting. Our hearing matters. All right. No, we're not going to. Okay. All right, guys. The top 10 famous paranormal hoaxes in history. Today in history. Um, in the immortal words of Homer Simpson, "Marge, it takes two to lie, one to listen." Some of the greatest hoaxes in the history of the world started out as one small lie. If no one had believed the lie, then it would have fizzled out. But great hoaxes require a great number of gullible people willing to suspend belief in the face of incomplicity. All right, the top 10 famous hoaxes, guys. Let's see. We've covered some of these before, but some of these are new too. All right. The Fox sisters, guys. We've actually covered this one before. The Fox sisters. One night in March 31st, 1848, April Fool's Eve. That should have told you everything. 14-year-old Maggie Fox and her 11-year-old sister Katie reported a reoccurring mysterious phenomenon in their bedroom. Every night as the two went to sleep, their clapboard farmhouse, they would hear a strange knocking sound coming from the walls. Even stranger, the knocking seemed to respond to their questions. If you're an injured spirit, manifest it by 3 raps. "My name is Injured Spirit, and I'm here to say I love spooking you in a major way. Oh, those aren't the 3 raps that they were talking about. Inquired the girl's mother. Knock, knock, knock. The veil divided the spirit world and the living had been breached. Oh no. News of the Fox sisters' wall rapping spirit. My name is Spirit, and I'm here to say I like spooking people in a major way. Come on down to the Fox sisters' house. We're gonna get crazy, and I'm gonna show you what it's all about. Yay! Yay! All right. News of the Fox sisters' well wrapping spirit spread like wildfire through the spiritually flame counties of upstate New York, also the birthplace of Mormonism and Millerism, later 7-day Adventism. Spiritualism promised a new kind of religious experience in which believers could receive specific guidance about their lives from those with secret knowledge from the great beyond. Eventually, the Fox sisters brought their hugely popular seances to New York City, drawing huge crowds. Their routine evolved from simply knocking and rapping to conversations with deceased relatives. Secret messages magically appeared on blank cards. Despite their fame, or more likely because of it, the sisters suffered from troubled relationships, psychological breakdowns, and alcoholism. In her 50s, Maggie delivered a public confession of their long drawn hoax, which started as a harmless childhood prank. At bedtime, they would tie an apple on a string and move it up and down, causing the apple to bump the floor. The sisters later developed the ability to manipulate knuckles and toes to produce a popping sound. Wow, that's kind of interesting. If you guys heard my knuckles in my hand, I could definitely do that as a hoax. I just squeeze and it's bone to bone. It's all ka ka ka. All right, up next, guys, number 9. We're gonna look at Amityville, guys, the Amityville Horror House. Now you're saying, Brian, this was a book, this was a movie, this was all sorts of great stuff. Um, Lonnie, not stupid stuff. I checked out the lady yesterday. I liked it. Harley. Good morning, Harley. How's the headache? How's the headache? So you're saying, Brian, this is not a hoax, man. It's the Amityville house. There's books, there's movies, there are all sorts of stuff on there. Yeah, there is. There definitely is. But let me tell you guys, I've read the book. I've read a lot of interviews with William DeFeo, the man who killed the family in the house, who made up the story. And he says it's bullshit. He says he made it up. Doing hair while I watch. Nice, nice. Appreciate you tuning in. I'm glad the headache's a lot better. Hopefully you can get your meds soon. Damn Banks. All right. So yeah, the Amityville guys. I don't know. This is a mixed one because I'm telling you right. Like, okay, let's get into it, guys. The truth of what really happened in the sleepy village of Amityville, New York, in the fall of 1974 is far more disturbing than the paranormal tale that it's made. The Amityville Horror is a household name. 23-year-old Ronald Butch DeFeo calmly and methodically shot his 2 parents, 4 younger siblings in their bed. He quickly confessed under police interrogation, claiming the voices in the house told him to do it. He was sentenced to 6 consecutive life terms after his insanity plea was thrown out. A year after the murder of the Lutz family, George and Kathy and their 3 children moved into the infamous 3-story Dutch colonial where Butch had butchered his loved ones. As a precaution, they hired a priest to perform an exorcism. The priest reportedly reported a voice in the house growling, "Get out, get out." And then his hands started to bleed. Undeterred, the Lutz family spent a harrowing month in the Amityville house, plagued by unexplained chills, gobs, and slime on the floor, and even Mrs. Lutz levitating over her own bed. You know, I like girls that sleep over the covers. 6 feet above the covers. Oh, that's a Ghostbusters line, guys. The Lutz family fled the house, eventually moving to California, where the parents collaborated with a writer on the best-selling novel, The Amityville Horror. The generously fictionalized accounts of the family's 28-day ordeal. The book, widely popular, spawned several Hollywood films and a dozen more books. DeFeo's own lawyer says he and the Lutzes made up most of the story after consuming several bottles of wine. Indeed. No one has lived in the house since then. It's privately owned in 2015. Anyone, no one who has lived in the house since has reported any paranormal activity. Um, yeah, that's one of the ones, man. I think it just kind of got out of hand. I think, I mean, you got the Ed and Lorraine Warren popping in all of a sudden. You got all sorts of things, and they're saying it's haunted. But DeFeo's lawyer and the Lutz got together and they freaking came up with a story over a bottle of wine. Even they're saying it. So I'm gonna call this one a hoax, guys. There's been nothing since. I mean, a place this haunted supposedly would have had something going on. All right. Alien Autopsy, guys. Who remembers this show? I remember this was huge in 95. I was like 16. And oh man, everyone tuned in. It was like what's his name's vault, Al Capone's vault with Geraldo. This thing was huge, man. In 1995, the Fox Television Network aired a special called Alien Autopsy, Fact or Fiction, which became a surprise ratings bonanza and pop culture phenomenon. Capitalizing on the popularity of its cult hit, The X-Files, Fox bought 17 minutes of grainy footage from a British TV producer, Ray Santilli, claiming to be a recording of a secret U.S. military autopsy of an alien life form recovered from the UFO crash near Roswell, New Mexico. The footage reportedly bought from a retired military cameraman shows the bloody corpse of a hairless, large-headed alien with reptilian eyes begin roughly dissected by a team of doctors in a protective surgical gear. The shaky camera work and blurred close-ups lend a sense of realism to the footage while making exceptional difficult to get a good look at the creature or its gooey innards. Although most of the TV viewers immediately dismissed the footage as fake, the light, rubbery flesh of the alien was hard to ignore. Producer Santilli vouched for his authenticity until 2006 when Santilli began promoting a second alien autopsy film, this one a mockumentary about the filming of the original. He saw a chance to make some money and got into it. In press interviews, Santilli confessed the truth of the original film was damaged during transport from the U.S. to England, and that he had hired a team of special effects artists and actors to restore the footage for the special. Oh my God, horrible. All right, this isn't about Loch Ness per se. This is about the surgeon's photo of Loch Ness, guys. This is the famous photo. Legends of the Loch Ness Monster has captivated the northeastern Scotland for 1,500 years. 1,500 years. Yeah, they just had a big thing trying to get some kind of evidence out there. The most famous photograph proof of Loch Ness is a blurry photo from the 1934 photo known as the surgeon's photo. The iconic image supposedly snapped by a respected doctor, R. Kenneth Wilson, shows the shadowy profile of the creature, its long neck outward stretched above the water. The powerful image served as a de facto proof the animal's existence. So this was it for the longest time. Not until 1994 did a series of revelations bring the real story behind the surgeon's photo to light. The creature was in fact a model built atop a toy submarine, part of an elaborate hoax perpetrated by the big game hunter Marmaduke Weatherall. I love that name. Hey, what's your name? What's your name, son? Marmaduke Weatherall, and I'm gonna kill you. Sounds like a guy. No, excuse me, guys. Sounds like a guy who hunts people, takes them out to his property, and then hunts people. My name's Marmaduke Weatherall, and I'm gonna kill you. Weatherall held a grudge against the male which had hired him in 1933 to track down the Scottish monster. He was publicly humiliated when he mistook phony hippo tracks for Nessie's footprints. Weatherall's 93-year-old stepson confessed to building the makeshift model for his father, who was able to convince otherwise honorable Dr. Wilson to deliver the photo to the newspaper. So he was pissed that they made fun of him, and he was like, "Oh, okay, we're gonna do this." The case of the accidental time traveler. In 1950, a strange fictional figure appeared. A strange figure appeared in the middle of a traffic clogged intersection in New York. Famous Times Square. He wore a high silk hat, a tight coat, and a vest, and boosted an admiral set of thick mutton chop sideburns. Witnesses says the man looked startled, gawking at his surroundings as if he'd never seen a car. Um, as if he'd never seen a car or where are we at here? Car or traffic lights before. He bolted for the curb directly in the path of a yellow cab, which killed him instantly. When the police searched the mysterious man's pockets, they found 19th century currency, a bill for the feeding and the feeding and stabling of one horse, and a business card for Rudolph Fence on Fifth Avenue. Tracking down the address, they found an old woman who confirmed that Rudolph Fence was in fact her father-in-law, a man who had mysteriously disappeared in 1876. What? Such as is the story, Rudolph Fence, the accidentally time traveler, for decades, paranormalists across Europe have pointed out that Finch's miraculously appearance, a 19th century man in a 20th century Times Square, as proof of the existence of time travel. But the true origins of Finch's legend was a short story published in Callers magazine in 1951 by science fiction writer Jack Finney. The tale was replenished in a paranormal junior journal 2 years later without attribution to Finney, and presented it as fact. From there, the case of the accidental time traveler took on a life of its own. So this was a story a guy wrote for a sci-fi magazine, and then it got published as fact, and people just believed it. Wow. That's crazy. That's how stuff starts, man. In 1980s, guys, the British crop circles, a series of increasingly intricate patterns emerged in the barley and wheat fields. Um, I think I kind of remember this. Ugh. Only Doug Bowery and Dave Corley knew the real story. The drinking buddies and part-time watercolor artists had been making crop circles by hand or by foot or mostly since the 1970s. Fueled by too many pints and a conversation about UFOs, the duo snuck into a farmer's field, stomped out a circular pattern with iron rods and a flat wooden board with some rope, and the rest is history. Wasn't in 91 where they confessed their roles. But look at that, man. They did a pretty damn good job. They did a damn good job. The Fiji mermaid, guys. We've talked about this one, PG Barnum. His mermaid was actually a total hoax, of course. It was a monkey and a fish that they put together and made into a mermaid. The Salem witches. Oh God. Yeah, this was a huge hoax, guys. Huge hoax. Should I say more? Many of innocent people were hung to death because of rumor, innuendo, because you coughed 3 times when a crow farted, or just nonsense. Like, oh man, the Salem witch trials. We're gonna have to cover that, just that, one time on Paranormal Tuesday. All right, guys, this is still highly debatable. This is the Shroud of Turin. This is that supposedly Jesus was wrapped in when he was called back to heaven, and supposedly, yeah, excuse me, supposedly it left like an X-ray image on the thing. And a lot of people still believe this, guys. A lot of people still believe this. Carbon dating has never successfully linked the fibers of the cloth to the time of Christ. Although Italian scientists published a new theory in 2014, apparently a powerful earthquake in 33 CE could have released enough radioactivity emissions to not only imprint the image of Jesus on the cloth, but alter the molecular structure of its fibers in such a way to produce incorrect carbon dating. That sounds to me like they're just they want it. They want it to be true so bad, so bad, and it's just not happening. All right. Last but not least, guys, the Cardiff Giant. We talked about this one before. This was a major hoax. 10-foot 3 meter tall stone statue of a petrified ancient giant. Made its 19th century creator George Hall a very rich man. So what did this end up being? This ended up being unearthing caused sensation in New York. Taking the giant on tour. It was it just a statue? Okay, in 1968, Hall hired a Chicago stonecutter to carve a massive hunk of gypsum into a hole into Hall's own likeness. Hall then aged the stone with sulfuric acid and convinced a farmer in Cardiff, New York, to secretly bury it in his backyard. A year later, Hall had the farmer dig a well, instructing the workmen to dig exactly where the stone giant was buried. The unearthing of the Cardiff giant caused a great sensation in upstate New York, still a hotbed of spiritual excitement, remembering sisters. News of the creature spread far and wide, inciting fierce debate over the artifact's authenticity. Hall fanned the fires of speculation, taking the giant on tour and charging 50 cents for a peek. Rumor has it he made 30 grand, a fortune in 1860. Yeah, and even when it was debunked, people were still paying to see this thing. That's a pretty good little scam. You get you get a wood carving, you do it, you age it, you throw it under the ground for a year, you have some third party guys dig it up. Man, that's pretty good. I've watched a lot about the Shroud. One carbon dating test doesn't discount 25 other things that say it's real, and they found new evidence. I'm just reading the thing, Lonnie. I'm just reading the thing. I don't need no trouble, man. I don't need no trouble, Lonnie. Uh, yeah, that's one that still could be up for debate. A lot of these could be Amityville could still kind of be up for debate. The Shroud could still be up for debate. There's a few, but I mean, so there's some that are just flat out, like the Fox sisters, the statue. Oh man, why am I yawning so much? All right, guys. So those were your top paranormal hoaxes for Paranormal Tuesday, guys. All right, today on the show, we got on the 420 show, guys, we got a cultist We're interviewing occultists, guys. We're going to talk all sorts of stuff, all sorts of religions, all sorts of beliefs. It's very, very cool interview. We're going to count down the 420. We got our whole show planned out, normal, guys. And then just the meat and potatoes is the interview with the cultist. I'm excited about it. It's turned out really, really good. So make sure you tune into that, guys. Yeah, no trouble, Lonnie, no trouble. I appreciate you guys. I won't be mad if we meet up later. I promise. We will meet up later. I promise you that, Lonnie. Yeah, I gotta head to Phoenix and later on this evening and help out at some places up there. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Giveaways. Hit up Back to Retro Review and the Mod Squad, guys. Hit them up anyway. They got a great show. Harley, what's the show of the day today? I can't remember, but check out Back to Retro Review, guys. He does a great movie review. They got movie show on the Mod Squad, guys, which I love. I love their movie show. They got a horror show. They got all sorts of stuff. Gaming. Today might be the gaming show. I don't know. We're waiting for confirmation. But check out the Mod Squad, guys. We can't have two madmen, Lonnie. Oh, man. So get in on these giveaways, guys. Movie dropped yesterday. Yeah, check out the movie show. I love that movie show. All right, get in on these giveaways, guys. This week, hashtag Encino, guys, for Encino Man. That's right. And then hashtag Clueless for the Clueless giveaway, guys. Woo! Alicia Silverstone. And then hashtag Mod Squad on here and on the Mod Squad page, guys. Pull them up for me. Let's really push that. We got about 3 weeks before we give away the one of one, the statue of Zod, guys, by the freaking bearded geek himself, Kevin. He's working a show or working a job training, so he hasn't been able to join on the channel, guys, for the morning shows, but he's out there. He's watching. He's doing good. So we just wish him the best of his new job, and definitely get in here, guys. We also got Elvira next month, guys. Elvira Funko Pop, and then we got a ton of Halloween stuff coming up. And then Danktober, guys, sponsored by the Healing Center. All right. Make sure you get in there, guys. Get in where you fit in. Have a great day today, guys. Let's make Tuesday the best day ever. I appreciate you guys. I will see you at 420, and I'll see you. Hashtag Harley is better than Felix. Yes, I like that. Throw that over there, guys. I remember Harley is better than Felix. Nice. That was weird. I just heard picked up a frequency in my headphones. All right, guys, appreciate you so much. I will see you at 420, maybe sooner for some of you guys, and I'll see you guys. Take care.
Thank you for joining us on the It's 420 Somewhere podcast. Broadcasting worldwide and brought to you by thedailydank.com. Check out our merchandise and amazing content. And follow us on all our social media. Now, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.